In the world of Yellowstone with Paramount Plus under the showrunner Taylor Sheridan, we've got some news around a new series that Taylor Sheridan is trying to get off the ground. We're going to get into that right now. Yellowstone. We've covered the 1923 prequel with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren that we loved. I've ranked that as the second best series I watched this past year. And we know there's been a lot of developments around Kevin Costner that we've covered, leaving the Yellowstone series. And we've covered all the drama around that and the legality of what was going on. And Taylor Sheridan, we know that he's been trying to develop these different shows around keeping Yellowstone, the IP, going, because that is the franchise for Paramount Plus. And so we know that recently Paramount gave him the green light on 2 additional series. One expected to be 1944, which is still another prequel to the events of Yellowstone, and what would take place after the events of 1923 with Harrison Ford. And then we've got one that they tentatively called it 2024, which we now know they probably will change that name, although they might not. And that was the one that initially we thought maybe would include an A-list actor, Matthew McConaughey, although we never got confirmation that he was going to play in the post-Yellowstone series. He might play in the 1944 series. We just don't know. But we've got some news today. Yahoo.com wrote an article, and we want to give credit to Kayla Aldacoa with Life and Style that covered this article. And it's very interesting. It talks about, all the challenges around Taylor Sheridan keeping the series going beyond Kevin Costner. And I want to get your thoughts first on retaining the individuals from the show after Kevin Costner exits. You've got Kelly Riley, who plays Beth Dutton. You've got Cole Hauser, who plays Rip Wheeler. And you've got Luke Grimes, who plays Casey Dutton. And none of them are big stars. Maybe Cole Hauser has become a TV star by playing Rip. But
a lot of people love Beth.
You
right?
think people? I think people hate her too.
Well, that too, but she's known at this point, right?
So here's the challenge: he's trying to launch a new series, and this article covers this. He's trying to get this new series off the ground, and he wants Matthew McConaughey. But now you have these 3 actors from the original show, not even including Jamie, played by Wes Bentley, that are now asking for more than $1 million per episode. I don't think that's doable if you're going to get Matthew McConaughey, because he wants $2.5 million per episode.
Yeah.
So, first of all, do you think that they're going to pull this off? Let me ask you that first of all. Do you think they're going to keep Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, Luke Grimes, and bring in someone like Matthew McConaughey? Something's got to give, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is Paramount's top show, probably. I mean, we've talked about over and over again how every streaming service wants their main franchise, and this is Paramount's main franchise. And I think he's probably worth it. I think he's perfect for this kind of show. Like Cowboy,
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, you've got a situation where it needs to make sense that all these like how does he tie in to the original series? You know what I mean?
My gut tells me he's not going to play in the prequel 1944. He's going to play in the sequel to Yellowstone. But
who would he be though? Like as far as like how would he?
We don't know. We don't know because we don't. Well, first of all, we don't know how 1923 ends. So there could be someone in the line of the family of Duttons that we don't know about. So we don't know. It would make sense financially to see McConaughey making $2.5 million an episode, doing 1944, and then this trio of Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, and Luke Grimes making.
Well, the prequel series they're 2 seasons usually, and they're done. Right. So this will be something that they want to continue.
That's a good point. They're going to want McConaughey for longer if they can.
And then they're also talking about Michelle Pfeiffer. She's not going to be cheap.
So I wanted to get into that. We haven't talked about Michelle Pfeiffer's name, but she is, according to this article, she is close to signing on the dotted line.
Yeah. That's a great cast. That's an A-list.
My gut tells me with McConaughey spending more time in Texas, where he's from, and the show in Yellowstone this last season showing more of them going down to Texas with the 4 Sixes Ranch, I think McConaughey's character is going to be somehow tied into the 4-6s or tied into something with Texas. That would make sense. He gets the money he wants per episode and some sort of producer credit like Kevin Costner got, and he gets to spend more time in Texas. That's a good fit for him.
That could work, yeah.
So the question is, do you keep Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, and Luke Grimes asking for $1 million per episode when you're going to sign Michelle Pfeiffer? Michelle Pfeiffer was a big movie star in the 90s.
Yeah, she was.
Like, she's not now, but she still is in demand. That's a name. And you have McConaughey. Something's got to give. And it brings us to...
At any time, you can kill those people off, though.
That's right. And let's talk about Cole Hauser. Look, I love Rip Wheeler in Yellowstone, but we got to talk about the elephant in the room. There's a lawsuit going on. And for those that don't know, the showrunner and the creator of Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan, launched a coffee brand called Bosque Ranch. And there was a trademark logo that we'll put up on the screen. And then after he launched it, Cole Hauser, a.k.a. Rip Wheeler, turned around. He said, you know what? I want to launch a coffee brand, which would be fine, except for his logo looks very similar to Bosque Ranch. His is called Free Reign Coffee. And Taylor Sheridan has sued him, his company, for trademark infringement. And
you think he'd want to talk that out, maybe? Like if he's working on your show, I don't know.
It's public and it's a lawsuit. So
it's crazy.
At some point, if this contract ends, do these guys cut ties? You know, you could see that happening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lawsuit is a lawsuit.
It's just nonsense, though. I mean, like a great show could just come to an end over a bunch of dumb, petty crap.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the key for Sheridan right now is to get Yellowstone wrapped with Costner's character as clean as possible, and then get Matthew McConaughey signed. And, you know, in this article, McConaughey, you know, according to an insider, says that Matthew wants to be part of the franchise. He's a big fan, but he wants to flesh out his character more, and he has other ideas of his own to pass along. Taylor and his colleagues are scrambling to make it work.
Taylor doesn't like that, though.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like people jumping in, although he let Kevin Costner have involvement.
Well,
And Matthew...
But now you see where they are now.
They are, yeah.
I mean,
Matthew's a little bit easier, I think, to get along with than Costner. And Matthew, he's an Academy Award winner, just like Costner. So, you know, it's a big name. You know, he's asking for $2.5 million per episode, and that's his price. And so they're either going to give him what he wants or they're not going to get McConaughey. So my guess is that we're going to see McConaughey either be signed, and then maybe we lose one of the key people from the Yellowstone series that's asking for more than $1 million an episode.
someone's going to die on screen.
Someone's going to die, or he doesn't land McConaughey and he ends up paying up to the trio of Cole Hauser, Kelly Riley, and Luke Grimes. Kelly Riley, according to this article, is asking for $1.5 million per episode, which that seems like a lot for her.
That's Beth.
That's Beth.
Actress,
And you got Cole Hauser's asking for $1.25 million. He currently makes $700,000 per episode. Paramount Plus has offered Cole $850 per for the first season of the spinoff and $950 for the guaranteed second season. That's a decent bump from $700,000. Of course,
I'd be good with that. Yeah.
And so, and is proposing that all three actors apply their pay or play salary from season 6 of Yellowstone, which is not going to be filmed because that's going to be ending, to the new show. In essence, taking the money that they're due to pay themselves for the new project. That seems fair, but as Robert Meyer Burnett would say, in Hollywood, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. So they better have good agents. Obviously, this article says the actors feel they're worth more than that, especially since their characters are being used to set up the spinoff, and believe the powers that be are being stingy. They also want top billing above Matthew McConaughey and Michelle. That is not happening. Like 0% chance. That's not happening. It's just, and that's silly. So obviously we'll see Taylor Sheridan.
There's going to be a lot of deaths coming up.
Yeah,
in the
he's
going to
kill everybody on the show. So, you know, look, I mean, we're looking at egos, people that think they were responsible. And I'm not saying that Rip Wheeler didn't play a big part and Casey Dutton, Beth Dutton, but let's just tell it like it is. People tuned into Yellowstone for two things: the world that Taylor Sheridan created and Kevin Costner.
No.
And that's the bottom line. And so it doesn't matter whether you like these characters or not. They're not the main characters. And
You've seen this over and over again, though, where you have characters that are really huge in these shows, and then the actors go on to do nothing. So I mean, I think you got to be really careful about.
And look, Taylor is getting it done right now. He's got a new series about the oil industry that's starring Billy Bob Thornton called Landman, and he just landed Demi Moore in that one, and John Hamm. I love John Hamm. Mad Men's one of my favorite series of all time. So he's not playing around. He's going to negotiate. He's going to try to be fair. And we're not shills for Taylor Sheridan, but expecting to get top billing over Matthew McConaughey and Michelle Pfeiffer, give me a freaking break.
Yeah.
I mean, these were major movie stars that are, Michelle's older, but she still looks great. She's still a great actress. And so, again, they'll either work it out or they won't. But I thought this article was interesting. Wanted to cover it because we cover all things Yellowstone and the spinoffs and prequels that are involved with Yellowstone. What do you think? Do you think that these three actors deserve an increase of double what they were making? Do you think that the demands are unreasonable? What do you think is going to end up happening? Are you looking forward to Matthew McConaughey and Michelle Pfeiffer joining the new spinoff series? Leave us your thoughts. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Hit the notifications bell for future content. And while you're doing that, do us the biggest favor. Hit subscribe so we can continue to grow our channel and TCB.